Hey, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Are You Listening? I'm your host, Matt Morgan. And as always, as I've always said, how is your integrity today? Today, we're going to discuss, getting rich. There's a whole bunch of proven methods, I guess. There's a whole bunch of formulas for getting rich. That's what we're going to talk about today, is getting rich. And I'm going to make you rich today. So let's listen in on this one. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say I try my damnedest to get episodes out to you guys. I really do. I have a lot of thoughts in my head, a lot of stuff that rattle around in there. But you know what? The schedule is so busy. Life is so busy. I don't understand it. It's like, where's the time go? I just don't know. Like, I sat down. I'm like, okay, I got to get this done today. Before I know it, 2 weeks have passed. And I'm like, I haven't done that yet. Why not? But the only way I'm going to promote the message is if I get the message out there. If I'm going to make a change, I need, you 8 billion people to understand this and know this and everything else. So I have to keep on this. And I know it's a world flooded with a bunch of crap. I tell you, I understand that. There's tons of crap out there. And it's frustrating. It really is. Because it's like, you just don't know where you should be turning when it comes to what's accurate, what's not. Now, I guess what we're wanting to talk about today in this episode is this. How many times have you been on social media and you've seen advertisements for, hey, I got this secret. Oh, hey, this is a proven method to make wealth. Hey, this is a flawless technique. It's going to make you rich and everything else. Now, I advertise in the premise of this episode is I'm going to make you rich today. And this is how I'm going to make you actually richer, believe it or not. So let's just start off with one thing and just food for thought just to get started. Most of you probably sign off after this. And if you do, okay, you do. But if you do, hey, please check out the Mad Morgan /support. So themadmorgan.com. Yes, themadmorgan.com/support, or just go to themadmorgan.com and you can see the support link there to help us out. Please do. I'd appreciate that. That's not to make me rich. It's actually just to cover my expenses that I pull out of my own pocket each month currently, in order to keep the show on the air and everything that goes into it. So besides that, let's get into when it comes to all these advertisements you see. You see these people coming on saying, oh yeah, don't do drop shipping. And the other one's like, do drop shipping. Oh, and join this course and this and that and all this stuff. Now is what I want you to think about. And I'm going to put it this way. If you were given the secret to make gold, the alchemists or whatever method for making gold, or if you had the ability to print money, if you had the Midas touch to turn everything into gold, if you had the ability to get rich instantly, would you share that? If you had a secret formula for making money, would you share that? Just give it away. Now, that's what I want you to really think about, because it's these people that are basically leeching off of you, and they're getting rich. You're not getting rich. They're basically trying to convince you that you can get rich if you send them a small amount of money. They convince enough people that small amount of money adds up to a lot of money. And a lot of their sets and everything else are staged, just so you know. But if you had a secret formula that's making you money, making you profitable, having a successful business that runs on its own, if you had that magic equation, would you be telling others? Think about it. I'm going to give you, a few seconds here, and I'm going to sip some coffee here as, I get you to think about this one. Nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, so no. The answer is no. Nobody would give away this stuff. They would hold it tight to their chest like in poker, and they wouldn't tell anybody. They wouldn't. Why would they? There's no reason for them to do that. That'd be stupid. Because if they gave away their solutions, if they gave away their methods, then that's less for them. It's cutting into their market. It's cutting into their profits. It's cutting into their secrets. You're not going to tell people how to print money or make gold or anything like that. You're not. You're not even going to put it out there. It's going to be your deepest secret whatsoever because you don't want to take a loss. But think about it. If you can convince people that they can get rich by listening to you and by your methods and everything else and sell it, because you convinced them enough, it's you're going to sell it for like a very small fee. But if you convinced millions of these people, you're laughing. You're the one that's gotten rich. And that's the thing that gets me. How do people fall for this? Don't fall for this. I don't care if it's podcast. I don't care if it's video. I don't care if it's a website. Nothing for nothing. Yeah, like something for nothing doesn't happen. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And if somebody has the secrets to getting wealth, they're not going to tell you. They're not. Don't lie to yourself. Don't fool yourself. If you think that's the case, go ahead. Send Jim Bob friggin' $10 for his stupid course. Go for it. I'm not going to sell you a course. Why would I sell you a course? You know how much stuff you can find for free on the internet? It's stupid. Anything you want, you can find on the internet. How to do anything for free, you could find on the internet. There's methods there, but there's a gullible mass out there that likes to fall for these get-rich-quick schemes. They fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. They fall for it. And I don't know why they fall for it other than gullibility, ignorance, lack of education. I mean, there's so many, they're all one and the same, I know, but it makes me wonder how people are like, hey, wow, look at this guy, Kevin Johnson. Well, look at the background, look at the apartment or the condo or the mansion. Look at the cars he had. Do you realize this is all staged, right? It really is. It's staged. If it's not green screened, believe it or not, you can pay services for these backdrops. You can pay services and companies that will do the videoing for you and let you have all this luxury stuff in the background for your video as a stage setup so you can sell your BS more to these people. Really, I don't know if you realize this, but if you're going to jump on board on this stuff, here's my advice, first of all. And I'm going to give you some pointers here. Here's some pointers when it comes to, how to deal with these get-rich schemes and these ads and these charlatans, these fakes, these scam artists that try to convince you that they have this amazing method for you to get wealthy and be independent and all this bull crap. So here's a few things. One, look at what they're selling. If they have a free video, fine, watch the free video, but take note of their key words and follow that up with doing reviews on what you just read. Any names or companies or anything else that's mentioned in the video or concepts. Google that information, because either you find one or two things. You find one, some really bad reviews, people had the experiences, or you might even actually find positive reviews that were actually bought. Yes, you could buy reviews, by the way, folks. So you really have to cross-reference and do your homework. Look at the concept of what they're selling. Maybe somebody's giving it away for free. Maybe there's a video on it that's out there without you having to pay a dime. You never know. So look at all this other stuff. Like, do some research behind it rather than dropping $10. And I know you're like, $10 is not a lot of money, but if you drop $10 here, they'll probably funnel you, which is a really shady, stupid practice I've seen in the last decade. Pisses me off, actually. They try to funnel you. So basically, they will sell you one thing at a low price, and then you go sign up for that. And then while you're signing up for that, they try to sell you on something else for a few dollars more. And then if they've hooked you on that, or whether or not they have or haven't hooked you, they're going to try to sell you something else, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. So you have your original, this is where the click funnels and how the money funnels and everything else come into play. They start off with something low, but you keep on seeing low prices. So you'll see, okay, it's $5 for this. That's what I'm signing up for. That's what I want. Oh, for an extra $2, I can get this. Oh, okay, well, that's only $2. I'm going to pay for that. You realize now that 5 is turned up to 7, right? Okay. And then if they've hooked you for that, or whether or not they haven't hooked you for that, they're going to try you something else and try to explain it to you why you need it. And it's going to be probably a little more, a little less, but they're going to keep trying to throw this stuff in you to add up that bill, right? So what started off at $5, after they're done trying to throw all this stuff down your throat as you're just trying to check out to buy the original information or course or whatever from the beginning, your bill has now come up to $60 because of all this funneling they've done. And it's a really shady practice, in my opinion. It really is. But they say, oh, it's all on the up and up. You know what you're getting into. No, you're bombarding people. And there's a bunch of weak-minded individuals out there that can't handle that bombardment. They really can't. They're just so weak-minded when it comes to, I'm sorry, folks, but there are people out there that are weak-minded that are subjectable. Yeah, I can't even speak here. Subjectable to these ideas or these concepts or these information. And that's what these people, these bottom feeders feed on. They feed on those weak-minded individuals that give in to impulse. Don't be a victim to this because somebody else is laughing, sitting on a beach somewhere, living it up large life because they put this automatic machine in there that's just this funneling and funneling and funneling on autopilot. And that's what they're selling you too, which is funny because they're selling it. So, I joined a course called Legendary Marketer at one point. And I'm like, interesting concept. And I went in this full bore and I fell for some of the funnels and all the BS. And I'm like, at the end of the day, though, and here's the interesting thing that I find. It seemed like I wasn't actually selling anything. It seemed like I was selling what I was signing up for. So at the end of the day, it didn't seem like, and maybe I'm wrong. People are probably yelling at their, their computers or whatever right now and go, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Can you imagine this? How about signing up for something with the whole purpose of trying to get other people to sign up for the same thing, right? So it's like, okay, here, I'm going to sell you on this legendary marketer course. And we're going to teach you on how to sell other people in the course. We don't actually sell a service or a product. At the end of the day, we don't. We just sell this course. That's all we do. Kind of sounds like a pyramid scheme in my opinion, but okay. So it's like, here, we're going to sell you this course to sell you this course so you can sell other people the course. We might have some offshoots of some other things you can sell, but ultimately we're just going to sell the course to sell the course. How productive is this? It doesn't even make sense at the end of the day, but people fall for it. And some people are successful at it because they're good manipulators. They put the time and money into it and they put the energy into it and they're successful. They're successful in the sense that they've learned how to manipulate other people and they do it very well and they get a lot of gullible fish. But just like anything in life, if you stop being a gullible fish, you won't get hooked and their concepts just crumble. I know it's like white collar crime, but their concepts just crumble and they don't go anywhere. I mean, I would like to see a concept that actually produces something successful and beneficial for everybody, for the world as a whole, evolution of humankind, everything else. I mean, I would love to see that, but honestly, all I'm seeing is people lining their pockets. It's the evils of money, folks. And I'm sorry, I know it's like, oh, well, you need money to do anything in this world. But the only way the madness is going to stop is if we don't give in to these businesses. We don't give in to these scam artists. If we don't give in to all this crap of people trying to take from other people. It's thievery. It really is. It really is. All these scammers and art, these advertisements and, oh, I sell this course and all this. It's just a bunch of BS. Really look at what you're throwing your hard-earned money at. There is no get rich quick scheme. For my whole life, 50 years plus, I've seen this on so many different levels, and it just went on hyperdrive when it came to the internet. It really has went on a hyperdrive. The internet now is just, hey, scam artist heaven. You're not getting scammed. Somebody's trying to sell you something. Everybody's trying to find the golden goose that lays the golden eggs and all that stuff like that. I mean, I understand that. Unfortunately, money, as evil as it is basically what gets you to do other things. And it's interesting how the concept works is that, okay, so you need to make money to give your money to other people to get them to do what you want to do. So you want somebody to do something for you, so you have to give them money. So you need money in order to do that. So you need to get money from people. And ironically, you probably are getting money from the people you are paying to do stuff for you indirectly because you sold them on a course that comes and lines your pockets and you're pretty much just giving it right back to them somewhere down the line. Interesting, right? Think about it. So you got Steve, and Steve works in the service industry, and Steve works at this glorious hotel and everything else. Well, Steve goes home after collecting his minimum wage, working at the service counter at this glorious hotel, and he signed up for a course which basically John Smith owns, and so Steve bought a course, and then Steve has to go to work the next day and actually cater to John Smith and his family, but they don't really realize it's a circle of the money. John's got the money from Steve and is paying back Steve so Steve can do John's bidding. But John got the money originally from Steve. It's kind of funny how that works. Bottom line is, unfortunately, money is the root of all evil. I think, frankly, you should be able to do stuff based on your merits, based on your achievements, based on what you've given back to society, what you've given back to the world. I think evil of money is there, but nobody has come up with a better concept, they say. I think that's bullshit. I look at the Star Trek model. And go, hey, so if you get educated and you do work for society without a paycheck, but you get reimbursed based on what you've given back to society, then you get the perks of that. See, that makes sense to me. No currency. Basically, okay, so everybody has like a basic needs covered, okay? So your basic needs are covered. Your food, your accommodations, everything else. And that's fine. And if you want more, you give more. You go to school, you take courses, you get achievements and everything else that makes you a more productive member of society. And so society gives you a little more. But I've had that question come up. Okay, so you work hard to achieve more stuff, and somebody else that is not in that position wants your stuff, and they end up stealing it. So that really doesn't help the crime thing. Yeah, I know there's some technicalities, but trust me, we're not going to evolve as a society until we've gotten rid of greed and wealth and money and all that stuff like that. Because that's part of what's causing the downfall of humankind, downfall of the planet, is the fact this is greed and power and all that stuff like that. So if we get rid of money, there's really no driving force for it. Like, for instance, recycling. We could recycle about 99% of what we use, if not 100%, but it's not profitable. So that's why it's not done. They say that they recycle X amount, but they don't, because it's not profitable. So it goes into landfill, it goes into our oceans, it goes into things that are actually hurting the earth, which are causing climate issues, everything else. And it all comes down to dollars and cents. And the rich don't care, because they figure in their lifetime, I don't care, I'm going to enjoy it. I don't care what kind of legacy I leave, what kind of impact I leave, because I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy it now and screw everybody else down the road. Bad idea. It's a bad way to go about doing things, but this is their philosophy, right? They don't care about the next generation. They just care about how they can live large now and don't worry about tomorrow. That's a bad attitude and a bad way to do it. But so that's the dollars and cents here. So you want to know how to get rich. Let me bring this around, because how much time we put into this, but here's how you can get rich, and not necessarily on a monetary level, but I'll give you an idea on how to get rich on a monetary level as well. Okay, how you can get rich is, one, being the best person you can be, okay? In the sense that you're kind to others. You live a productive life. You don't take from others. You get an education. You get working in a field that is beneficial to help other people, whether it be research, whether it be healthcare, whether it be anything like that. You know what the meaning of the word integrity is, okay? You know what the meaning of integrity is, and I'm going to sum it up for you. Integrity means doing the right thing when no one else is watching. That's what integrity means, okay? That's what integrity means. If you could be that person, you will be richer than anybody. Not necessarily monetary, but at least for a fact that you'll be doing something beneficial, which will leave a positive legacy, and people will remember you for that. People don't remember the rich. They don't. They are lost to time. They don't care about the rich. I mean, there are people I've read about in social media. I don't even know who the hell they are, but somebody's like, oh, well, they're famous. I'm like, they're famous to the little clique and their little circle. But you don't remember the rich. You do remember the kindness, though. People do remember the people that have left positive on the world. Okay, I'll give you an example. I know some people like, go screw that person. Keanu Reeves has been proven time and time again to be a genuine, generous individual. He's got money. He's got movies to up his yin yang or credibility. And from what I understand, he's probably one of the most humblest and genuine persons out there. He can be rolling in it, but he can't take it with him, and he knows that. So secretly, and this guy is like the definition of integrity, secretly, he provides to charities. He donates to causes. He does all this stuff, and he doesn't want credit for it. He just does it because it's the right thing to do. And that's what integrity is. The world needs more people like this. You don't need to blast it out there. Hey, look what I did. No. Because that's crappy. I'm sorry. That's not doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it for the pat on the back. You're not doing it because it's something you should be doing. Keanu Reeves does. I'm pretty sure there's other people that do as well, but you don't know about the contributions that they do because they just do it anonymously. They're not looking for fame or fortune over it. They're looking just to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Okay, so live a good life. That's how you can be rich. You can be rich in spirit. You can be rich in personality. You can be rich knowing at the end of the day that you're a good person and you did the right thing. Now, as far as being financially rich, if you want to cater to the evil of money, if you want to focus on the monetary, okay, fine. First and foremost, you know how you can be rich? Work hard. Put in the hours. Be smart with your money. Don't be wasteful. That's how you can be rich as far as that goes. And don't give money to these scam artists, to these, I'm going to sell you a formula on how to get rich in trading or selling a product. You don't even need to sell a product. You don't need to do drop ship. You should do this formula. Nobody's given away the secrets to making money. Nobody's given away that information. So don't kid yourself. It's not happening. Screw all these courses. They're selling you a bunch of BS, and there's stuff that you don't even even have to buy. You don't have to sign up for any courses and everything else and lessons. Information on the internet's so freely available. If you spend the time to actually research, you can find this information. It's out there. It's out there. It's publicly available. You just have to spend. Okay, it's publicly available. It is. Hands down. Guaranteed. I know for a fact I've done this. I've done this time and time again. I've also been scammed for courses. I have. I've been scammed for courses. What was it? The social media friggin' people on YouTube. What are they called? I don't know. Some guy comes on and he starts talking about how you can make it big. Oh, man, I can't remember. Anyways, I signed up for some academy course of his, blah, 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 $1,000 later, and I kicked myself because I saw him at conventions spouting about religion and all this stuff like that. He used his platform in the wrong way. He moved from social media to try to sell religion to people and jam it down their throats. And I was like really annoyed by this. I was just like, Jesus, I gave you, I know how ironic, Jesus. I gave you a bunch of money just so you can start spurting scripture at me? No. I want to know how I can get around to, making it big on social media. So I've made my mistakes, and that's why I'm letting you guys know. For these influencers and everything else, you want to take the quick route and you want to take their course and you think it's going to make a big difference? Go for it. Go for it. You're making them rich and you're sitting back struggling because they don't really care. They don't want you to succeed. They don't. I'm sorry. You can try to convince yourself all you want, but at the end of the day, they just want your money and they don't care about you. It's a shame. Even this one course I signed up for, oh man, I wish I remember his name. He really sold it to me to the point where he convinced me. And I even asked him for a refund and told him financial strife I was going through. I figured him being a religious guy and a Christian and everything else that he would understand. But no, it seemed that the money seemed to make more sense to him than doing the right thing. Interestingly enough, You gotta love how that works. So the money made more sense to you and doing the right, versus doing the right thing. So you wanted the money. You're not willing to forgive that, although you're supposedly a religious man. But okay. So you don't mind taking my money. That's fine. But you don't not having compassion and understanding, like the second part of what you're saying about, religion and everything else. Praise Jesus. Oh, but yeah, I want your money. Yes. Think Media. That was it. Think Media. And I know they're going to be like, oh, why are you bashing us? Because you are selling a false product and you're very convincing because you branched off into a bunch of different personalities that are very captivating. Don't get me wrong. A lot of information is handy, but not beyond what you give away for free. Your course is bullshit. It really is. It really is bullshit. Don't sign up for anything Think Media. This is an example. But there are others out there like that are going to try to sell you something. Look at all the influencers. They're going to try to sell you something. Now, I'm not saying don't support people that put a lot of time into being a social media personality. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't, but more and more people are trying to do this. Millions of people are trying to be social media personalities. I'm not saying don't support creators that you believe in, if you want to call them creators. I'm not saying don't give them something in order to keep them going, because they're there putting the time for you day in and day out, and they put a lot of effort in. I know some people that took a decade for them to get off the ground and get noticed. And then I know other social media people that are overnight sensations, which pisses me off because I believe you've got to put some time in order to make it. But some people have been overnight sensations. Some people had to struggle at it for a while. If you recognize somebody that's been struggling at it for a while, by all means, throw them a few bucks to help them out. That's kind of like what I say to you. I say, hey, listen, you know what? If you can go to themadmorgan.com/support or themadmorgan.com and you'll see our support link and information there, that helps us out. I'm not looking to get rich off you. I'm trying to spread a message here. I'm trying to educate, enlighten, entertain. I'm trying to actually help you think for yourselves. This is what our episodes are going to be about, especially in this new podcast of Are You Listening? Because I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you're listening. Maybe you are listening. Maybe you're not listening. I'm still here making the effort. I'm still here doing the recording. I'm still here doing the editing and the publishing. I'm still paying Captivate to get things out and pushed out to all the podcast channels, website hosting, all this stuff like that adds up. Right now, for a while, it still comes out of my pocket because it's not the only show I do. It's not the only project I have because I'm trying to get the message out there on a lot of different areas, a lot of different shows and forms of media, but I haven't seen dime one. And every single time I try to sign up for some sort of program to help alleviate the cost factors, I'm always getting told with, oh, you don't have enough traffic. BS. So hang on for a second. I have to be successful in order to get pennies from you. So unless I actually have something that you're going to get a little bit of at no expense to you, mind you, so I can get a few pennies and you can get a few pennies. If I don't have that kind of traffic, you don't even want to deal with me at all. Guess what? When I'm successful, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. I'm going to deal with bigger fish that are going to give me a bigger slice of the pie. If you won't give me a little slice of the pie now, because you're supposed to be the most forgiving, then I'm not going to give you anything later on. It's just not. I'm sorry. Like, help out the little guy. Help out the growing influencers and creators and everything else. Yeah, if you want to take a course just to support them, fine, do that. But keep in mind, nobody, again, I'm going to repeat, nobody's going to give you away the secret of making gold or making money for next to nothing, if at all. So I'm going to make you rich. Yeah, getting rich, it all depends on your level of getting rich. Monetary, work hard, invest right, seek people that know what they're doing, but don't do this online. Don't do this on social media. Go through the right channels, get references, all that stuff like that. Because if you do it online, you're going to get scammed and you're going to lose a lot of money in the long run. You're going to get scammed, you're going to get taken. Other people are going to be living large off of your dime. Celebrities are bad for this. For some reason, some of these social media personalities like what was it? QXC? What was that idiot's name? I saw him earlier on today. I was looking up something. I don't understand this guy. What was it? Hang on a second. Yeah, XQC. This guy, I don't understand how he's actually as successful as he is because he's an idiot, in my opinion. But he's got 12 million other people that are idiots watching him just on Twitch alone. Oh my. The amount of people that can be influenced these days is just crazy with stupidity. It seems the stupider it is or the more lewd it is, it draws in the people. Wow. We're going to touch this on another show. Later on, another episode. For this episode, hey, I can make you rich. Well, you know what? I'm hoping maybe some of this information will make you rich from one level or another, whether or not it's monetary, whether or not it's in personality, whether or not it's just in personal growth. Great. That's it. And if you want to help support me to keep me on the air, because eventually, if you're not reaching anybody, eventually it dies off. And I've been at this for a while now, actually. And I'm still going to try because the only way you're going to change things is if you actually make an effort. And that's why I try to get the message out there. And that's why I do these podcasts, my shows, my videos, and everything else, because somebody has to step up and do something. Otherwise, you just fall to the powers that be. And that's what we don't want. So I'm your host, Mad Morgan. As always, thank you for tuning in to Are You Listening? And please check out themadmorgan.com. And if you want to give us some support, please go to themadmorgan.com/support or just go out to madmorgan.com and you'll find all the information there. I would appreciate you tuning in. I hope this made your life a little richer, a little better, a little more evolved, a little more educated, a little more whatever it is. And I hope you tune into next episode and the episodes coming down the road. I'm not giving up, folks. I'm not giving up. There's no point in me giving up because I want to make this world a better place. Whether or not you want to help me do this, great. Or if you're happy with your pitiful existence as it is now, well, that's up to you as well. But the world can be better. It can be a better, happier, loving place. We just all have to work together. And that's what I'm here to try to actually influence and make it do. All right. Again, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Take care of yourself. Keep your integrity in check. And I will see you next episode.